Venerable Sir.
Hello, Venerable Sir.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Venerable Sir.
Okay, so let's start with meditation.
Well, it was fine. It was fine.
No, but it's too heavy. So
You feel it was too heavy.
Yes. So everyone, you can sit in a comfortable meditation posture.
Is the restroom if you need.
Yes, thank you very much. Very well. Maybe if you close the door, we will have better sound. Yeah. Right.
Where are you at?
Make sure your back is erect.
Come forward a little.
We will meditate with opened eyes,
Forward a
but
little.
we will cast the sight down. And we can make the first determination in our minds voicelessly from now on. For 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. And with that determination, we can gently, lovingly notice the flat piece of flesh at the top of the head. We allow it to be heavy and changing. So we allow not just the heaviness, but also the change. What is change? Well, as we get older, the body is changing, and the body is actually changing every moment. So we allow this change of this body. We continue in this manner to the forehead, eyes, nose, lips, chin, cheeks, ears, back of the head. We allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the head to be heavy and changing. We continue to the neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers, tips of fingers, chest, And we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the upper part of the body to be heavy and changing. We continue to the buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, heels, soles, toes, tips of toes, and we allow all of the body, all of the muscles and flesh throughout the body to be heavy and changing. And as we allow this body to be the way it is, as we give it the freedom, we ourselves achieve freedom from worry about the body. And we watch the relationship between the mind and the peace. Is peace in the mind? Or is mind in the peace? Or are they the same thing? Are they close or far? So we watch their relationship. Now we can share our peace with other living beings. And we start in our room. May all beings in this room be in peace. May all beings in this building be be in peace. May all beings in this city or village be in peace. May all beings in this country be in peace. May all beings on this planet be in peace. May all beings, including me, be in peace. Now, because the time for this sitting is finished, let's make the last determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. And we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting.
Hello, Venerable Sir.
Hello, Kitty. Next time you need to come on time. Okay, so now let's move on to chanting. Everybody can unmute. Okay. So, during meditation, I didn't know that Thiri is waiting. I just cannot know because I'm doing what? Because when I meditate, I'm not checking who's coming or what's going on. So, everybody needs to come nicely on time, and then it works. All right. So, May and Valentina, may like to unmute? Okay, good. Yamuna also. So remember to keep your hands at the chest. Yamahang vadami tang vadeta. And today we will follow the Burmese pronunciation. Okay, Burmese pronunciation. So listen very carefully. Sometimes the pronunciation is a little different than the Sri Lanka style that we usually follow. Aham bhante.
Aham bhante.
Titaranena. Daha. Piensatilan. Dhamman yasami. Anogahang katwa. Tilang data. Me bhante. Anukampang upadaya. Dutiyampi aham bhante. Titaranena taha. Piensatilan dhamman yasami. Anogahang katwa. I didn't hear you. Anogahang katwa. Tilan data me bhante. Anukampang upadaya. Tatiyampi aham bhante. Titaranena taha. Piensatilan dhamman yasami. Anogahang katwa. Tilan data me bhante. Anukampang upadaya. Great. Namo Tatta Bhagavato Arahato Tamma Sambuddhassa.
Namo Bhagavato Arahato.
Okay, second time. Okay, very well. Bodhan Dharnan Gishami, Dhamman Dharnan Gishami, Sanghan Dharnan Gishami.
Buddhan Kisami, Mandaran Kisami, Taranam Gisami.
Dutiyampi Bodhan Dharanam Gisami. Dutiyampi Dhamman Dharanam Gisami. Dutiyampi Tanghan Dharanam Gisami.
Dutiyampi Buddhan Taranam Gisami. Dutiyam Gisami. Dutiyampi Taranam Gisami.
Tatiyampi Bodhan Dharanam Gisami. Tatiyampi Dhamman Dharanam Gisami. Tatiyampi Tanghan Dharanam Gisami.
Tatiyampi Buddhan Taranam Gisami. Tatiyampi Dhamman Taranam Gisami. Tatiyampi Sanghan Taranam Gisami.
Taranagamanam Pariponam.
Amapanti
Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Panatipara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Adena Dana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Adina Dana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Kame tu Maisasara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Kame Sumita Sara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Mutawada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Durameraya Misapamada Thana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Durameraya Masa Pamadana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Titranena Tadhim Piensatilan Dhamanta Dhukanturakidam Katwa Apamadena Tampadetam.
Amapante.
May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be successful in everything you do.
Tadu, tadu, tadu.
Very well.
Sadu.
All right. So now, now we can move on to the homework. So you are preparing summaries of the stories. Let me see who took care of what. All right. So let me do the attendance right away. Seems like everybody's here, right? All right. I like when it's easy like that. Everybody's here, so attendance is very easy, and it's done. Now, so we have Andre is taking care of story number 7. Let me see your stories. Were you everybody successful doing your story and publishing it in Facebook?
Yeah.
Anyone had problem? Everybody were fine? Okay, that's good.
Actually, I'm not sure because my mom's the one who put it in Facebook, but I don't know if she put it in Facebook, but I did do it.
Okay, let's check it out right away. Zoe. Yes, your mom has put it on Facebook. It's there. All right, so let's look at story number 7.
I'm floating.
Yes, very good. So, uh, always remember to write your name nicely. Andrea too has written nicely the name. Otherwise, it's confusing because your dad or your mom is publishing it, and then we think that your name is like that. Okay, so always please remember to keep your name in your drawing. Professional painters write their name in the bottom right corner, and you can do that too. All right, in the bottom right corner you would write your signature. You can write it here if you want. You can write it at the bottom right corner. It really doesn't matter. Important is that it's there somewhere, so the people who share the pictures in our website, they will see it. Okay, so Andre, can you please share your story with the others? You can read it for everybody.
Relaxing in the garden, breathing in the fresh air, picking fruit, and just enjoying yourself. That's what King Brahma did when he was reigning the kingdom of Varanasi. A wonderful lady passed by, immediately catching the eye of the king, and coaxed her. But alas, a pregnancy was in process, by which the moon told. So, as to prevent complications, the king told, if a girl comes out, use this very signet ring I gave you and raise the child as normally. But if he's a boy, bring him to me. A great child was born, but a mocking was told, as he only had an anonymous father. So he demanded to know his father. So a visit to the palace was arranged and they were summoned. But the king denied that the boy was his son. But he was afloat in mid-air as the mother threw him, and he accepted he was his son.
Okay. But I have the feeling that it's still too long. So for next time, try to progress and write it a little bit shorter, okay? So the point here was that the king did not want to accept his son as his son because the mother was not coming from the same family. So it's about the families in India. From which family are you coming? Are you coming from a family that is rich and wealthy, or are you coming from a family that is poor? But it's even worse. What if the poor family was previously the rich family and they became poor? Then it doesn't matter. What if it was previously a poor family and they became a rich family? Then it will not help you. So there are these big families, 4 big families in India: the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. Brahmins are the priests. Kshatriyas are the warriors or the royal caste. Then you have the Vaishyas, they're merchants, businessmen. And then you have Sudras, they're the cleaners. They're the servants, or cleaners is better. So they clean things. They're the poorest. So a Brahmin should get married only with Brahmins, only with Brahmin women. Kshatriya should be married only with Kshatriyas. Vaishyas should be married only with Vaishyas, and Sudras only with Sudras. Now they live all together. So if a Brahmin lady falls in love with a Sudra man, it's a disaster. That's a big problem. There are these problems like that in India, which we do not have in the other places in the world. All right. So now this king the king Pasenadi of Kosala, he had child and wife from a different family. He didn't know it. He didn't know it. That can happen sometimes. He didn't know that they are from the wrong family, or not wrong, but different. So he didn't want to accept that, you know. And so the Buddha says, but in the past actually, a lady had a child, and that child also was from a different family, but in fact the child was very good, and it should have been, and it was accepted as the child of the king, even though it was the different family. So the Buddha explains in the story that this idea of wrong family is wrong. Can you hear me fluently? Because I can see sometimes you get frozen. Probably sometimes I get frozen as well. Okay, that's good. So sometimes you will hear that people criticize India, that there are these four families and they cannot marry each other. So you can say, but the Buddha rejected that. Where did he reject it? In the Katahari Jataka. You can say in the Buddha gave a story from his previous life where that was actually the Buddha to be, right? He as a king actually accepted a child from a different family. Okay, it was not easy. You could see that the lady had to throw the child in the air, but in the end, it was successful. Yes, Tiri?
Do the four different families still not marry each other today, or was that just long ago only?
It's until today. But it's very common that they break those rules. They break those rules and they're not happy about it, but they are still rules, and there are problems with that until today. There are different problems in terms of business, in terms of relationships. Sometimes they get married, but they get married, so what can you do about that? But there are problems. There are social and business problems, money problems, possibilities to get I'm not sure, but I think possibilities to get education, possibilities to get certain care, and so on and on. So there are difficulties until today. Yes, Emily?
Can I go get my paper?
Yes, please. All right. So next comes... Oh. Jataka 8. Who was doing that? It was Emily. But I do not see it. I don't see Emily's homework in here. Emily, I do not see your homework in the Facebook. Look at this.
I put it in there.
You put it there. I'll show you what I see. Look at this. Sukhavihari Jataka. Your number is always in the brackets. JTA is Jataka Tales Anthology. That's the name of your book. And 08. So you always check the name, the number in the brackets. And as you can see, I see here only my stuff. I do not see your stuff. So where did you put it? You would have to put it at some wrong place.
I put it in What Happiness.
What happiness?
Jataka 8.
But I do not see it there. Look at this. What happiness? And we have here Ashin Sarana is me. And then again Ashin Sarana is me and nothing else. So it seems it was not successful. After you publish your Jataka, You can see it there in Facebook.
Yeah, I can see it there.
So then something is strange. Can you maybe send me a screenshot of what you see somehow? How would you do that?
I think I know how. So do I send it in the Viber?
You can send it in the Viber.
Okay. I already sent it.
Okay. Well, I do not have Viber on now, but you can read for us what you have written.
Okay. Once a boy named Anuruddha wanted to be a bhikha, but his mother said only if Prince Bhatia agreed to leave his home. So Anuruddha asked Prince Bhatia to be homeless together. Then Prince Bhatia said, "What happiness," because he was enjoying sights. The end.
Oh, that's so good. I like that kind of summary. That's so fantastic. You basically took the beginning and the end and put them together. That's great. It says what is needed. Very well done. Um, I'm thinking I will try to use a different internet connection because even though you see me fluently, I do not see you fluently. So let me try.
And also, I don't really like my picture. Like the hands and feet look weird.
I totally didn't get that because it's not there in Facebook. So I will need to check your screenshot later. And so okay, can you show it to me on your device? Can you show me that device how you see it in Facebook?
Okay. I sent it in the Viber.
But that's on your device. Can you show me the Facebook post where we can see your drawing as a comment?
Okay. It looks small.
Yeah, I think I can find out. But I think it's not sent. It doesn't show your name there. It says write a comment. Can you write there something like hi, and then say send? I think you have only uploaded the picture and that's all. You did not send it. You need to write there something like your name. You can write there Emily. That's better. So let's see something. Okay, it seems that I do not have another option than this connection. So I'm giving
So do you see my?
Denza, I'm making you a co-host. So I think if we fall off again, then you will be able to keep this meeting. So Emily, I'm still trying to see your homework. Okay, got it. Got it.
So I have to send a word to go with it, or else you can't
Yes.
see it.
Apparently, yes. And Emily, I would like to ask you to type it up because some other people need to type it up if you don't type it up. So it's better if you type up what you write there, so that our people can copy paste it, into our website.
Okay.
Okay, so can you please read it for everybody? I didn't. Oh yeah, you already read it, right? So
Yeah.
let's move on to the fact that I do not have a good connection is slightly disappointing. So let's move on to May. May, can you please read for us your story?
One time, Devadatta told the Buddha that he should impose 5 rules on the Sangha, but the Buddha said no. So Devadatta got 500 new bhikkhus from Visali to Gayasissa. Buddha told Venerable Sariputta that Devadatta took Sariputta's students and to teach them the Dhamma when they came back, and he did that. Then later, the bhikkhus told Buddha that Devadatta wasn't good. Buddha then told a story of Devadatta and his brother with the herd. His brother was successful and Devadatta wasn't.
Nice, very well done. Right. Then we have 10A, Tenza.
Once there was a wealthy daughter who wanted to be a nun. She asked her parents to ordain, but they refused. She thought if she got a husband and convinced him, she could become a nun. So once she got a husband, she worked very hard to please him. Then a festival was placed and people dressed up, but the husband noticed his wife not dressed up and asked why. The wife explained that the body was only born to waste and expanded the graveyard. So the husband asked why not become a nun. The wife replied, I would this very day. So the husband agreed to let her, and she ordained. One day, some nuns saw her belly getting bigger, so they asked her to go to Devadatta with them. But lacking with generosity, Devadatta kicked her out, for he did not want rumors to spread. But she did not want to give up being a nun and went to the Buddha to hear her out.
Uh-huh. But yeah, okay, that's actually 10A, right? Very well. Actually, it's good. And then 10B, Yamona. Yes. Yeah, Mona, you can unmute yourself and tell us your summary.
The Bota and Devadatta were born as kings of different herds. The king of a nearby kingdom were hunting deer from their herds, but spared the king's lives. The Bota saved the pregnant doe from Devadatta's herd from being killed, and when the king saw this, he spared all animals' lives.
Wow, that was so fast on me. Can you read for me the? Can you read it again? The second part.
The Bota and Devadatta were born as kings of different herds. The king of a nearby kingdom was hunting deer from herds, but spared the kings of the herd's life. The Buddha saved a pregnant doe from Devadatta's herd from being killed. When the king saw this, he spared all animals' lives.
Okay. Well, the point was that that the king of the deer, the Nigrodha deer, decided to be killed instead of a different deer. Okay. He decided that now he can be killed so that another deer is saved. That's the main point. That he was ready to sacrifice his life so that another doesn't die. That's the point. Okay, that's the main point of the story. Okay, very well. So let's continue. Let's get to the start, and I forgot totally about Valentina. So Valentina, can you please read for us the summary of story number 5?
Okay. There was a bhikkhu named Venerable Laludai who complained about Daba, who was giving out tickets because Venerable Laludai received inferior rice. When he was making another complaint, the other bhikkhus handed him the basket and made him in charge of it, which he thought he was able to do. When Venerable Laludai tried to give out tickets, everything went wrong, and the other bhikkhus said that he was definitely not fit for allotting the tickets. The Buddha heard the commotion and asked Venerable Ananda what was happening, to which he replied that Venerable Laludai made a big mess in the food allotments. The Buddha then replied that Venerable Laludai had always been foolish and that he hasn't changed.
Oh, did he? Actually, it's not true. Actually, he was... Oh, yeah, that's true. Yes, I mixed it up with a different story. So Laludai. But you didn't say what was he in the past life. Do you remember what was Laludai in the past life? What happened?
Oh, he was an appraiser?
Yeah, he was an appraiser. And as an appraiser, what did he do?
He was foolish, and when a farmhand asked him to trade for how much it was for I forgot what he was trading for, but Venerable Laludai replied that he needed a measure of rice.
Mm-hmm. It's like this. The appraiser, the young farmer, he was hired by the king to decide the value of things that were sold to the kingdom. And because with the real appraiser, the king did not get much money yet. The king was not happy because he was not getting much money. And as he was not getting much money, he decided to hire a farmhand who will probably help the king get more money in a bad way. And this farmhand was not only trying to deceive the other people, but he was also stupid. And one time the appraiser, he bought 500 horses for one tube of rice. You know, a tube of rice is like it's like a tube, and it's filled with rice. You have it actually in the. There's a picture in Facebook from the time when we did this before. So if you look to the past, here it is. Can you see it? These are rice tubes. Okay? They contain rice inside. So these are rice tubes. You see it? These are rice tubes. And the farmhand, he was ready to exchange one rice tube for these 500 horses. Well, that would make the king very happy, right? Because the king had to spend just one rice tube for 500 horses. That's incredible. But the merchant, the one who was selling the horses, he didn't like it. And so with the help of the older appraiser, they made him fool in front of the king. They made the farmhand fool in front of the king, so that the king realized that he cannot have the farmhand as an appraiser because he's fool. All right, so let's continue. Story number 11 is with Tiri.
Can I read it? No.
Yes, please.
Sorry. Once the Buddha told a story about a monk. There was a monk who was once a layman. The parents missed him with his favorite food and beverage, therefore trapping him with craving of taste. The Buddha told other monks a story revealing the moral of this story, which is there is nothing more dangerous in the world than craving of taste.
The point is that it is possible to trap someone through their taste. And in other words, you need to be careful. If somebody is offering you tasty food, maybe they are actually trying to trap you. They're trying to do something that you don't want to happen. And they use for it tasty food. So that's the main point of the story. So we should not be desirous, we should not be attached to tasty food without wisdom. We need to apply our wisdom before we accept tasty food. Is there something else we can do? Or is someone actually trying to deceive us or trying to do something bad to us when they give us very tasty food? Why do they do that? What did we do for them? All right. So we need to be careful, especially when you're children. Adults usually know that children love tasty food and that they are easily attached to tasty food and they can easily misuse it. So be careful about that. So this is the story. Everybody may like to read that story. It's particularly useful and it will provide you with special wisdom. It is the story number 11 in your book. Okay, story number 11. Now let's read the last story to close this meeting. So Zue, read for us.
One day, bhikkhus asked the Buddha if sacrificing animals was a good idea to get dead relatives back, and the Buddha replied it was not a good idea to take life from living beings. The Buddha told a story about a Brahmin and his students who were going to offer a feast for the dead, and then brought a goat to sacrifice. He then told his students to watch the goat so he would be sacrificed, but then the goat started to laugh, then started weeping. Then the students brought the goat back for questions. The goat said that he was poor and did a feast for the dead, but as his punishment, he has had his head cut off 499 times.
Yeah, the story tries to show that in India there is another bad thing, and that is that people love to kill animals for gods. They believe that if they kill animal and they give the animal to gods that they don't see, then the gods will give these people safety, happiness, and wealth. So people kill animals and then they give them to gods. And the Buddha here explained that it doesn't work. The Buddha rejects that entirely. So that's the story. It's the story number 12. All right, so we are pretty good with time today, but we are doing a lot of things. We also had some technical problems, or I had. So I will distribute to you next stories. Let me share with you the screen so you know what's coming. All right, so now we will have stories number 13, the hollow canes. So Andre, take story number 13. It's just about 3 pages or 2.5 pages, very easy reading. Then story number 14 will be for Emily. It's also very short. It's about 3.5 pages. Then story number 15, Great Joy, will be for May. That's it's about 2.5 pages. Then we have a long story. Let's look at it later. That will be 16. Just remember that for me. Now we have 17 is about 1.5 pages. Who would like to have it? Tenza will have it. 17. I think Tenza is very happy. And then story number 18 is also very short. 18. That will come to 30. Very well. So now we will divide the story 16 among 3 people, Valentina, Yamuna, Zoe, because story 16 is long. So so let me see how long is the introduction. Okay, introduction is very short. It's about 1 page. Okay, it's about 1 page. So let's give it to who had a long thing last time. Who had the long thing? 10. Recommendo. 10. Okay, nobody had it full. Anyway, Yamuna had it quite big, right? So she can take now story 16a, and Valentina can take 16b, and Zoe can take 16c. So how do you divide it? So that means, it means that Yamuna will be doing only the introduction, only from the Buddha's time. You know, only from the Buddha's time. It's about 1 page, super short. It's the shortest from everybody. Then we will divide the remaining part. So from here starts the past life story. Okay, so the past life story, and we will try to divide it into 2 parts. Okay, it has altogether about 8 pages. So one of you will take 4 and one of you will take 4 pages. All right, or just the half. You know, take the portion without the introduction story and divide it into 2 parts. And from the first part will be for Valentina, and the second part will be for Zoe. Is it clear to everybody? Does anyone have any question? Anything you'd like to say? Zoe, is it clear what's the homework?
Yes.
It's clear, perfect. And who's having the other part? Yeah, no, Valentina. Valentina, is it clear to you what was the homework?
Yes.
Perfect, super. So it was a pleasure to see everybody. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be successful in everything you do.
Bye,
Goodbye,
Venerable
sir.
Goodbye, Venerable
Nice.